y'all, today I'm going on ahead and I'm going to make me a slab of ribs because I'm not going to Outback and spending $85 for this much. Okay. They like to give you this much and say, here's your slab. I want all of this. Okay. I want all of the meats. First things first, clean your ribs. Don't be nasty. Take off that membrane, get you a paper towel, and just rip it clean off, okay? It don't got to be perfect. You just want to take some of it off. It'll make it a lot easier down the line when it comes down time to slicing these bad boys up. You want to discard that. So it should be nice and smooth, just like this. Now, you don't have to do it, but anytime I'm making pork ribs, I like to wash mine down in vinegar and lemon juice. So let me go do that, and I'll be right back. After you done got your ribs nice and clean, you want to go on ahead and pat them dry. Now, I'm going to go in with a little bit of mustard as a binder. Don't go crazy. You just need a little bit. A little bit goes a very long way. You don't have to worry about it. Your ribs are not going to taste like mustard at all. Also, the vinegar that is in the mustard is going to help tenderize the meat. Now, while we're speaking about tenderizing the meat, it is also important for you to know that you do not want to pre-season your ribs too far in advance. Contrary to popular belief, if you pre-season ribs too early on, and if the seasoning that you're using is something that is heavy in salt, what does salt do, y'all? It removes moisture. And that's why y'all ribs turn out tough, because you're taking out all of the moisture. So if you're going to pre-season ribs, you don't need to do it for no more than, I would say, maybe 2 hours, max. And then whenever you're about to cook it, you want to make sure you take it out of the refrigerator at least 10 to 15 minutes before. Never put really cold meat inside of a hot surface, be it the grill, your smoker, your oven, whatever the case is. Speaking of oven, we're going to be baking these today. I'm not going to take them outside on the smoker because I'm only doing one rack. I have my oven preheated right now at about 225, 230. So let me go on ahead and wash my hands, and then we're going to season these up. I'm a big fan of layering seasoning, so I'm going to start in with the Heath Rouse. This is the garlic jalapeno rub. I'm going to do this first. This is really where I'm going to get a majority of my salt and my pepper from. This is going to put some bomb flavor in it. You don't have to be too shy because the sodium in this is not that high. And as you can see, I am not rubbing this in. Do not rub it in. Just make sure you're putting an even layer all around the top. Do not be afraid. You will not over season this. And again, because we are using pork, I'm purposely making sure that I'm using a seasoning that is not that high in sodium. Now for my top layer, I'm going to be using the Pit Boss Memphis barbecue rub. You guys can honestly use whatever type of rubs you like. This is going to give it that nice smoky flavor, and it's also going to give it that beautiful red color. And as you can see, I'm just making sure that I'm going over the top nice and evenly. I'm going to flip this over, do the exact same thing on the other side, and then I will come back right before it is time for me to wrap these up, and I'll tell y'all what to do next. All right, now that I got my ribs nice and seasoned, as you can see, these babies are seasoned to perfection. And don't worry, we got some other good flavor components coming in later on. I'm going to put it on this aluminum foil, and I'm going to wrap this up nice and tightly. Like I said, we are going to be cooking these in the oven. Now, if I was going to be making these in my smoker, of course, I would not be wrapping these up. But to really trap in a lot of the moisture, I'm wrapping these up in aluminum foil. I'm going to put these in the oven, 235, 245. Keep them in for roughly about 2.5 hours. Come back and check the temperature. You don't want them to go too far. You don't want them to be completely fall off the bone just yet, because we have some other stuff that we're going to be doing a little bit later on to add in some more flavor. I'll put these in the oven, and I'll be back soon. Now, I'm also going to go on ahead and make me some garlic and herb red skin mashed potatoes. Now, look, I don't know if I need to keep saying this, but if I have to remind you to make sure you're washing your vegetables and cut off imperfections and impurities and such, you're nasty. You probably don't wash behind your ears, so you're probably musty. Now to my pot of water for my potatoes, I'm adding in about a rounded tablespoon of the chicken flavored bouillon. I'm also going to add in the Better Than Bouillon roasted garlic base, probably about a rounded tablespoon as well. Now that I got that in there, I'm also going to add in a little bit of pink Himalayan sea salt. Don't add in too much because you can always add salt as you go. Once this comes up to a boil, then you can add in your potatoes. Now that the potatoes are to the tenderness of my liking, I'm going to drain them out and then put them right back in this pot. We're going to keep it going. I will be adding in this full 6.5 ounce container of the Land O'Lakes garlic and herb butter spread, 8 ounces of sour cream, black peppercorn, some parsley, and now I'm going to go in and give this a good old mix. And just like that, garlic and herb red skin mashed potatoes, honey. Seasoned to perfection. I went in, tasted it for some extra salt. I like to have a little bit of texture to my potatoes. I don't like mine loose. Bitch, we about to eat good tonight, okay?